Today is finally going to be a wrap day. I'm going to go ahead and give it a wash with some dish soap so it strips off all the wax and whatnot. And then I'm going to bring it back into the garage, clay it, alcohol wipe it, and start laying some wrap. It is super hot today, which is why I have this little tarp up. That way I can wash this car without getting any water spots. Over there probably, but just gonna give it a quick wash, pull it back into the garage, and yeah, super excited. So I just flipped the car around. I thought that it would be better to have the front in the shade because I'm gonna be focusing on the front first, but I'm still gonna wash the whole thing. Just gotta make it quick and then pull it in the garage. Just took out the hood scoop. Here it is. Super simple, just 4 10mm nuts that is under the hood. That's literally all that's holding it in, and I should just be able to wiggle it out. Alright, so here is the wrap I'll be going with. As you can see, this is called Blue Raspberry by 3M. I also have a little razor blade, some scissors, and a squeegee. These came from here. This roll is a carbon fiber wrap that I ordered a long time ago and I just never got the chance to use it, but it came with those, so I'm going to take advantage of that and use these. I've already clayed it, done a little alcohol wipe, and used a tack cloth to get rid of all the dust. Now I'm just going to cut out a small piece and lay it. Alright, so here is my hood scoop that I just finished. It's not perfect. The hardest part was doing the corners. There we go, like the corners are kind of wonky, but tried my best. There are super small imperfections that you probably can't see on camera. Maybe just small little specks. But hey, this is my first time, so I think I did pretty good. But yeah, here's a closer look. So like all wraps usually look like they have orange peel. I mean, that's just vinyl wrap, so can't do much about it. There was a weird line that was over here. I may go back and rewrap this. I mean, it's kind of like a test run, so definitely a lot harder than I anticipated. So it's cooled off a lot outside, and I'm going to attempt to wrap this hood by myself and see what happens. I'm just gonna give it a shot. Also, I will be taking stuff apart as I get there, so you know, once I get to the mirrors, I'll take apart the mirrors. Once I get to the side skirts, I'll take it off. So for now, everything is still intact besides the hood scoop. It's pretty hard to cut everything and lay the vinyl all by myself, especially with big pieces. I also want to point out that this whole wrapping thing is not going to be like a wrapping tutorial how to wrap, but more so a process of how I'm wrapping it. So I may show you guys like how to take apart some stuff, like how to take apart the mirrors and some of the trim, but for the wrapping aspects, I'm just using all the knowledge that I've gained through watching YouTube videos like Premium Auto Styling and Paradox the Wrapper. I went with blue because blue's my favorite color, and I went with blue raspberry because in person it has like a purple shade. This is more like a purple bluish color. It definitely looks different on camera. On camera it just looks more blue, but in person it's like a deeper bluish purple. Update, man, it took me a couple hours. In the time lapse you guys probably saw that I was struggling to have this laid out, which I did. It's weird because I kept getting air bubbles, and every time I squeezed them out they would form like these little squiggly lines, where it kind of looks like the vinyl wrap just kind of like crinkles. For example, that spot right there, there's like super small imperfections up close, but from far away it looks pretty good. I also noticed that the wrap has some swirl marks. You can probably see it. I don't know if that's normal with vinyl wrap. I know the orange peel look is pretty normal. Yeah, overall this was extremely difficult. I thought the hood would be easy, but man, I can only imagine doing the other pieces, especially that. The color looks more blue on camera. In person it's like a dark purple in the shade. I don't know why the camera's not picking up any purple. Whew. I am glad that I finished the hood and the hood scoop. Next will be the fenders. It's currently 12:30 right now, and since it's nice and cool out, I decided I'm gonna tackle the fender. If you have the TRD kit, you're gonna have to remove the side skirt because it is blocking off that part where the fender is. It's super easy, just one plastic tab right here, 4 plastic tabs along the skirt, one 10mm bolt at the end, and then it's just held in by these white tabs, and you just pull them out. Here is the look so far. Hood and fender, it's getting there. This took me about an hour and a half. A little bit easier than the hood, but it was still kind of hard. I had to heat it up a little to lay over the roundness of the fender. Trimming was pretty easy. Overall it was definitely easier than that, but wrapping is still pretty difficult. So it's day 2 of wrapping, getting a late start today since it's been pretty hot during the day. So it's 8:02 right now, it's cooled down a lot, and we're gonna start wrapping the door. Help has arrived. Alright, it's already been dark, but help has finally arrived, and I just took apart everything. So in order to take apart everything, you have to take out the door panel, the mirrors. You take off this little plastic piece, and there's going to be 3 bolts, 1 screw. The mirror comes off, and then this little trim piece, there should be 1 screw right there. That's literally just holding this trim piece up, and then you just pull it up, and it comes out. The hardest part was a door handle, because there is no space in there, but they're held in by 2 rods on these clips, that one up there, and then 2 10mm bolts that goes right here and right there. It is a tight squeeze, but I thought it was necessary to take out to wrap. Alright, so yesterday me and Alex finished the door. It took us maybe about an hour and a half, both of us, so definitely a lot quicker than if it was just myself. Right now the door and the fender is probably the best. The hood is just, hood's alright. Now I'm gonna do the door handle. Door handle looks kind of easy. It's mainly just a flat surface until it gets in there. I was debating whether I would wrap over the keyhole. I'll see what happens. So I just finished the door handle. The outside looks pretty good. I did this handle a separate piece, but in the inside was probably the toughest. So you can see under the line I have like a little seam going there, and there's some like other pieces in there. Lighter colored cars are going to be tougher to hide the original color. If this was like black or something, it'd be a lot easier to hide the color. Oh, and I also took the keyhole out. It's literally just one 10mm bolt, and this thing just comes out. So I was looking at this mirror and I was contemplating on how to approach this. Honestly, I think I'm going to end up using like multiple pieces. There is this line right here that I think I'm just gonna follow. It goes all the way around, or all the way down here, and then go like from right here, have another piece. So it's gonna be like one back piece and then one front piece, and then somehow try to get along these edges and inside over here. Yeah, this one actually looks pretty tough. I got some knifeless tape that I've never used before, so I'm gonna see how this works. So I just want to give a quick update. So it's been about 2.5 hours. I don't even have the mirror done. Barely have half the mirror done. Basically I tried to lay this back part in one piece, but I just couldn't get the wrap over on this edge right here. It would just crease and crinkle. I mean, obviously I don't have experience with this, so it was pretty difficult for me. So instead I went ahead and used knifeless tape. You'll probably see the seam right here, but basically this back piece is its own piece, and then this piece right here goes down right there, and then I'm gonna make another piece that goes down here and connects up here. Ideally you want to use as little pieces as possible, but this was just way too hard for me. I used maybe 3 pieces already trying to wrap this. I finally concluded that I would just break it up into small pieces and just wrap them by sections rather than try to get the whole thing. But yeah, the mirror is probably the most difficult piece so far, especially with all these curves and stuff. Alright, so there you have it. Barely see the seam on there, but from a distance it looks like a whole piece. You know, it's pretty hard to tuck too. Now I'm just gonna cut like a long strip and just lay it inside there. That would be it for this half of the mirror. Then we got this, which I'm also gonna make little pieces. Just finished the inlays. Actually took a little bit longer than expected. It's 2:41 right now. Oh man, this mirror is taking a really long time. So it's another new day, and I'm gonna try to get the mirror base done today. If you didn't know, this little trim piece, you can just pull it back. They're just like rubber, and these fit into the little pins. So I could pull them back and then tuck the wrap in there. But yeah, I'm just gonna make one piece right here, one piece up here, and then another piece down here. There we go. I think it's a pretty clean cut. Same as over here. Tucked it back there. I can still see a little bit silver in there. So what I may do is fold the mirror and then just put a thin strip of wrap in there just to hide the silver. There we go. Here is the complete mirror. This part didn't end up the best, but yeah, so far the mirror is probably the hardest. So I just put the door handle and the mirror back. Here's kind of what it looks like right now, including the hood, the fender. It's coming along pretty nicely. Still got a lot more to do. Alright, so yesterday me and Alex, we got the whole quarter panel, starting from the roof rail all the way out here to the quarter panel. We got all that wrapped. One small imperfection is this right here. I ended up cutting it, and so this is actually two pieces. Originally it was one piece, but I accidentally got some like dirt particles stuff stuck under here, and there were about maybe like 20 small dots all spread out in this area, and it just really bothered me, and I didn't want to have to go through taking off the whole thing and rewrapping it, because this is a pretty big chunk and it was pretty difficult. So I ended up just cutting it right here along this line, and then just rewrapped it right here. It's not too noticeable, but it does not bother me because it does kind of go with this line. I don't know, it's kind of unusual, but the dirt that was underneath here bothered me even more. It just looked like there were pimples all over it, and it was not pleasing to the eye. Another difficult part was cutting along this trim right here. I still haven't fixed it yet, but like right here I miscut it and I cut a little bit too much off, so I'm gonna go back in there, cut like a small strip and just stick it there. But it's because this trim piece you can't remove because it's part of the glass, so I just had to work my way around it. For the front, it's possible. You would just take this rubber trim off, you pull it down, and then there's just a bunch of screws, but the screws are on so tight and I didn't want to strip it, and yeah, so I just ended up working around it as well. It's not perfect. I am gonna go back and add like a small strip in there so it hides all the silver. But yeah, overall I think it came out pretty good. This quarter panel came out really well, and pretty pleased with it. So this is how it looks like right now. I think what I'm gonna do is make this into like a two-part video because it feels like I'm dragging this video out really long right now. So all I have left to do is the front and rear bumpers, the roof, the wing, the side skirt, and the whole other side. But yeah, stay tuned for part 2.